Inflation is at a 40-year high, climbing to 8.5%, which means gas and rent prices are surging. But despite that, people are still spending money. Retail sales are up at big box stores like Lowe's and Target. Sales up over 5%. Sales at clothing stores rose nearly 3%. Correspondent Marky Martin is live in Dallas. So, Marky, help us make sense of this. You know, spending's on the rise despite the most severe inflation we've seen in 4 decades.
Yeah, hey, Nichole, it doesn't seem to make sense, but let me explain here. You know, I think when a lot of people hear retail, they think of frivolous spending or frivolous shopping. But in fact, it's actually these skyrocketing gas prices that account for of this retail spending that economists are talking about in this report. And different areas of retail saw dips, but certainly different areas of retail saw increases. And experts say inflation is only getting worse, so people are buying while they can.
Today, the U.S. Commerce Department reporting retail sales rose by 0.5% last month. Meanwhile, inflation swelling to a level not seen since 1981.
It's just interesting because the prices of everything around me is going up, but my pay isn't going up at all. So it's like, where's the accommodation?
Everything from food and clothing to energy and rent, all seeing exponential increase.
We're really trying to get tighter on our groceries budget and our dining out budget.
But despite the rise in costs, spending continues, and it's fueled by wage gains, hiring, and more money in bank accounts in the wake of the pandemic. Demand is once again on the rise, despite Americans seeing no light at the end of the inflation tunnel.
People are looking ahead and they're saying, wow, prices are going up, I better buy today.
According to the report, sales at gas stations amount for the majority of the increase. Consumers also spent more at restaurants, clothing stores, and general merchandise stores. But car sales took a hit, and online sales fell sharply by more than 6%.
People don't want to go on Amazon and pay for a $14 gift right now. They're not going to do it.
Stephen Pope founded My Amazon Guy, and he also has his own business of funny wine and beer glasses. His sales have gone down 50% year over year.
When milk is up 2 times, or the cost of beef is up 2.5 times, or the gas prices are up 2 times, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy that funny, stupid beer glass I'm holding in my hand for $14? No, you're going to go buy the staples.
Overall, Pope says the number of individual retail transactions is actually going down, but the report reflects the inflated prices people are having to pay across the board, and consumers have to buy the necessities, but are also enjoying some areas of spending that weren't an option at the height of the pandemic before costs get worse.
We're already off the cliff right now. People just don't realize it. We're off the cliff. We're falling right now. We just don't feel the pain yet because we haven't hit the bottom.
Yeah, hard to imagine things getting worse, Nichole. And, you know, as it pertains to retail and online shopping, we did ask Stephen to look into his crystal ball. He predicts that over the course of the next year, we will see items online, like on Amazon, go up by 20%, especially after the company just recently announced they would be adding a 5% fuel and inflation surcharge to their shipments. That happens April 28th. Nichole.
Yeah, Mark, I have to say, I hope that he is wrong about that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, meantime, the skyrocketing inflation means costs are being passed down to just about everyone, and more businesses are feeling the pinch. Amazon now joining companies like Etsy, Uber, and Lyft and passing on the cost to merchants who may in turn pass it on to you. The online retail giant slapping sellers with a 5% fuel and inflation fee. Correspondent Alex Capriello explains how that will impact you the next time you place an Amazon order.
It came from nowhere, and it's like basically 2 weeks notice.
Amazon will now add a 5% fuel and inflation surcharge to third-party U.S. sellers who use their fulfillment services. Maxim Kornilov, who owns Organo Republic, a Florida-based e-commerce seed dealer, has been selling products on Amazon since 2016. His company will be affected by the new fee that goes into effect April 28th.
That's on Amazon. It's a great opportunity. And it's a lot of potential, but every year I think it's getting harder and harder.
In a letter, Amazon says they've been able to absorb cost increases in the past to reduce impact on sellers, but the constant change in inflation has led to this new charge.
It's feel like you're being robbed constantly because they're increasing their fees all the time under the different excuse.
That means businesses will have to decide for themselves whether to pass the cost on to you, the consumer, or work it into their own expenses. Kornilov says he's pivoting to more website promotions outside of Amazon and encourages consumers to check companies' direct sites for products.
Prices can be a lot lower than you ordered the same product from Amazon. And probably it will be the case even more and more because they keep changing their fees.
Well, Amazon says it has absorbed tremendous costs since the pandemic, doubling its capacity, adding nearly 1 million more workers, and raising their pay from $15 to $18 an hour. A spokesperson tells NewsNation this new surcharge is still less than UPS and FedEx. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.